Am I audible to all of you? Yes? Okay,
Yes,
okay,
Ram
ma'am.
sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon to everyone. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now we will start the session. Fine. Sumi, ma'am,
சொல்லுங்க சார்.
as of now, we are having only one link for a triple E classes. Okay.
ஓகே சார்.
Maybe
ஓகே.
by next class, maybe by next session, we might be having two links. Okay. So total strength we are having is 99, ma'am.
ஓ எஸ் சார், எஸ் சார்.
So if we people join, there won't be space for some of the students. Okay, ma'am. So by
ஓகே.
next class onwards, we will be having two meetings possibly, meeting links possibly. One for triple E A and B, that means the regular link. The other one we will tell you in your respective classroom. Okay, that is for ETE alone. Okay, so second ETE ku ஒரு classroom link, I mean meet link for attending your regular class session, we will provide you. Okay, so now I will start the session. நோட் பண்ணி வச்சுக்கோங்க மேம், டோட்டல் ஸ்ட்ரென்த் எவ்வளவு வந்துட்டு இருக்கு மேக்ஸிமம் அப்படின்றது. ஓகே மேம்.
ஓகே சார், ஓகே சார். 100 எக்ஸிட் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா
Before
இன்ஃபார்ம்
getting
பண்ணுறேன்.
into today's topic, we will discuss about the previous session. Okay, what are the things we have discussed in the previous session, that we will go with a recap. Fine. So we have given an introduction to demultiplexing and demultiplexer. Okay, can you type it in the chat? What about the other name for demultiplexer? What is the other name for demultiplexer? Demux is the abbreviation for demultiplexer. Very good, Sabris. Yes, Jivita, very good. Data distributor. Okay, so here we are distributing the data from one source to any one of the many. Okay, fine. So we have also discussed about the design of various size of demultiplexer, 1:2, 1:4, 1:8. Okay, can you type it in the chat? What about the number of select line must be there in 1:8 demux? 1:8 DMAX-ல எத்தனை select line இருக்குனுப்பா? Very good, Srigiri. Very good, Jivita. Very good, Bharat. Many of you are typing 3. Very good, super. Okay, fine. Then we have discussed about the implementation of Boolean functions using DMAX. Okay, so in the previous class we have discussed this. Then we have introduced encoding and encoders. Okay, so can you type it in the chat? What do you mean by encoding? What do you mean by encoding? Compressing. Okay, very good. So compressing. See, we are compressing the data, okay, so that the size of the data may get reduced. Say, for example, if we are having a normal information, okay, we have to convert it into a compressed form using some set of rules. Okay, that we call it as coding. Okay, so the process of coding the information, okay, so that it can be understood by the people who is transmitting the data and receiving the data. Okay, see, most of the communication channels will be like that only. Okay, so in the transmitter end, the data will be encoded always. Okay, once it is received at the receiver side, so it will be decoded again. Fine. So encoding and encoders. So the process we say it as encoding, the device we are going to use, that we call it as encoders. Fine. Then we have discussed about the design of 4 to 2 line encoder and 8 to 3 line conventional encoder. Okay, so what do you mean by conventional encoder? Can you type it in the chat? In the case of traditional or conventional encoder, how the input pattern must be? If I am having 8 lines, input lines, how I can give the input for conventional encoder in such a way it will work? எப்படிப்பா இன்புட் கொடுக்கணும்னு பார்த்தோம். We have discussed about the truth table and all. Last classல discuss பண்ணோம். Yes, only one at a time, only one should be high. Okay, only one should be high input side. Fine. Okay, if more than one input device is having the logic high, so at the time what we have to do? At the time what type of encoder we have to use? Which type of encoder we can prefer? Yes, priority encoder. Very good. So we have introduced about the priority encoder. I hope everyone understand the concept well. Okay, Even some of you may have some doubts with the priority encoder. So I will go with the priority encoder today's session. Okay. So before that, last session we have given problem. Okay. Implement the Boolean function using demultiplexer. Okay. A, B, C, D are the variables. Can you type it in the chat? What must be the size of demultiplexer I have to use for this particular problem? Which one best suit for you for this design? We are having 1:2, 1:4, 1:8, 1:16, 1:32, 1:64. In powers of 2, the outputs will be going. Yes, 1:4. 1:4 Porma Srihari. When I am designing particular circuit, the variables must be assigned with the select line, or the select lines of the demux must be the variables. So 4 select line I am in need. Yes, 1:16 is the correct answer. Srihari, very good. Sabrisati, kindly correct it. Okay. So we are in need of 1:16 because we are having 4 variables. So if I am using 4 select line, the demultiplexer must have 1:16. Okay, that means 1 input, 16 output. Okay, fine. Now, so this is the this one is 1:16. Sorry, this one is 1:16. Okay. So this is the 1:16 demux. So here we are having one input, only one input. Okay, here we are having only one input D. Okay, we are having 16 outputs, 0 to 15, Y0 to Y15. Then we are having 4 select lines. Is it clear for all of you? Is it clear for all of you? Yes? Okay, now, what must be the step I follow to implement this particular circuit? Variables I have assigned as a select line. Okay, what about the next step? Yes, logic 0 or 1 in the case of multiplexer. Okay, there you have multiple inputs. Okay, so enna minterm irukko adala nam enna pannuvom 1 pannuvom. Here we are using demux. So what we have to do? Truth table. Okay, no need to go for truth table for this design, Srihari. What we have to do with this input side for establishing this particular Boolean function? Yes, Srihari, very good. So we have to give logic 1 here. Okay, logic 1 here. Okay, if I give 1 here, clearly you can understand. If A, B, C, D all are 0, so the minterms are A bar, okay, B bar, C bar, D bar. That means if all the 4 select lines are 0, 0, 0. Is it visible for all of you? கீழே எழுதுறது உங்களுக்கு visible இருக்காப்பா? So the output will be available at the channel 0. Is it clear? Is it clear for all of you? If I make the input of the demux as 1, the outputs are nothing but the minterms. Last class நம்ம சொன்னோம், correcta? So what we have to do now after this? At the input we have made D equal to 1. Okay, the data line is equal to 1. Next, what we have to do? The outputs are nothing but the minterms. What we have to do? The given function is in canonical form, sum of minterm. So what we have to do? Make 0, 1, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 as 1. Okay. See, input la நம்ம 1 கொடுத்துட்டு output la நம்ம எப்படி 1 வைக்க முடியும்? Output, it has to be generated by the demux. See, the outputs are nothing but minterms. Sum of minterm அப்படினா meaning என்னப்பா? Outputs are minterm. இங்க வெளில வர எல்லா அவுட்புட் என்ன சொல்லிருக்கோம்? All are minterms. Minterms sum பண்ணனும்னா என்ன பண்ணனும்? Specified minterms மட்டும் நான் sum பண்ணனும். Sum means and, whether it is and, Srihari? Yes, Soumya Ravi, Sabri Shetty, very good. Or. Okay. OR is the correct thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a OR gate like this. Okay, 0, 1, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15. All those things are ORed together, so I'm getting the output as a function. Clear? Is it clear for all of you? Yes? See, multiplexer nu sonna enna பண்ணுவோம்ப்பா, input side la எதெல்லாம் 1 பண்ணனும் 0 பண்ணனும் பாப்போம். கரெக்ட்டா? Demux அப்படினா என்ன பண்ணுவோம், input we have to make it as 1. So the outputs are min terms. So what are the min terms available in the given function? 0, 1, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15. So all the things what we are doing, performing OR operation. Is it clear for all of you? Yes or no? Only Sabir is typed yes. What about others? See, if you are not able to understand, kindly unmute and tell, or just simply you can type it in the chat. Okay, fine. Shall I proceed? Take a screenshot of this. I will proceed to the next slide. Okay, now I am moving to slide number 4. So implement the full subtractor circuit using demultiplexer. Okay, so the functions difference borrow rendume namakku kuduthachu. D equal to 1247, borrow equal to 1237. Okay, so what must be the size of demultiplexer I have to use? What must be the size of demultiplexer I have to use for this problem? There are 3 variables. So what about the number of select lines? Very good, Srigari. 1:8. It's the correct answer. 1:8. Okay. So X, Y, Z. I replace the selection line as X, Y, Z. Okay. Then I have given the input as D. Fine. So the outputs are Y0 to Y7. Fine. First, what we have to do now? What we have to do now for implement the particular circuit? What is the first step? Yes, we have to make D equal to 1. Now what about the outputs? Now what about the outputs? If you வெளியில கிடைக்கிற output எல்லாமே என்னதுப்பா? Each outputs available in the demux are min term. Very good. So for performing the borrow நம்ம function perform பண்றதுக்கு எதெல்லாம் ஆட் பண்ணணும்? For performing the borrowல என்னென்ன min termல இருக்கு? 1, 2, 3, 7. So we can R 1, 2, 3, 7 as borrow. What about difference? What about the difference? 1, 2, 4, 7. Very good. So 1, 2, 4, 7. So that's all about the implementation of the full subtractor using demultiplexer. Is it clear for all of you? So உங்களுக்கு 2 மார்க்ல ஒரு क्वेश्चन கேட்கலாம். எப்படி கேட்கலாம்? How many demultiplexers are required, okay, to perform this circuit? அப்படினு கேட்டா என்ன சொல்லுவீங்க? How many demux I have used? Okay, Srihari, I think you are having some doubt with the input side. Okay, fine. Have you understand the working of demultiplexer clearly? அதுல ஏதாவது டவுட் இருந்துச்சுன்னா சொல்லுங்க. Yes, you are having doubt. Okay. See, regarding your demux, what we are saying is, we are having 3 select lines. Okay. So S2, S1, S0. That only we have replaced as X, Y, Z. S2, okay, S1 and S0. So there are 3 select lines. Fine. Based on the status of the select line, the available input is going to be distributed to any one of the output at a time. Others must be 0. Say for example, if I am saying S2 is equal to S1 is equal to S0 is equal to 101. Say for example, if I am saying like this, that means X is equal to 1, Y is equal to 0, Z is equal to 1. Okay, that means here we are having the decimal equivalent as 5. So the data is going to distribute it to the channel number 5. So here D will be available. Okay, the remaining things become 0. Is it clear for all of you? சீக்கிரம் இது புரிஞ்சுதா இப்ப நான் சொன்னது? Whether this concept is okay? Here it is not 0, it is D. Okay, it's not 0, it is the input data D. Okay, Fine. So what we are saying is, if I make this D is equal to 1, what it means? Now D equal to 1. So what will be the output I will be getting? Here I will be getting 1. Is it clear, Srihari, up to this? Is it clear? Yes. Okay. Now you imagine 101. Okay, that means what? X, Y bar, Z. So which is nothing but the min term M5. Okay, alla gavaninga, X, Y bar, Z. When I am giving as an input, I will be getting 1. Clear? Clear or not? Okay. So output la enak kedaikiradhu enadhu? It is nothing but the min terms. Say inga 0 0 0 kudutona meaning enna? Inga enak 1 varum. 0 0 1 kudutona y1 la 1 varum. Clear? So meaning enna appdin pathina, any one of the min term, if any one of the min term is given as a input combination, so the particular output becomes 1. So what we are saying? Individual outputs. Y0 equal to enna expression paathom pa last class la? Y0 na enna sonna nyabagam iruka? Y0 means here it is X bar, Y bar, Z bar. Correct? Adukku meaning enna appdin parunga? Ipo D equal to na 1 nu kuduthiten. Okay, D equal to 1 nu kuduthachu. Fine. So this output Y0 is equal to X bar, Y bar, Z bar. எப்படி நான் இந்த எக்ஸ்பிரஷன் சொல்றேன்? அந்த பர்టిక్యులர் வேல்யூ 0 0 0 கொடுத்தாதான் இங்க எனக்கு என்ன வரும்? அவுட்புட் 1 வரும். சப்ஸ்டிட் பண்ணி பாருங்க. x0, y0, z0 இதுல சப்ஸ்டிட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா எனக்கு என்ன கிடைக்கும்? 1. Fine. So the outputs of the demux are nothing but the min terms. Is it clear now? Srihari, whether it is clear now? For whatever combination, I will be getting the output as 1. For borrow it is 1 2 3 7. So appo na enna pandren? 1 2 3 7 ellathiyum setha r panni borrow nu sollichu. Now you give the pattern. Okay, now it is 1. Say for example 3 kudutona enak enna varum? If I am saying 3 means 0 okay 0 wait a minute 0 1 1. So 0 1 1, that means what? Third channel. Okay, this output will be available in this channel, so it becomes 1. So the other inputs are 0 for the OR gate. Correct? But if any one of the input is 1 means, what about the output? What about the output? We will be getting as 1. Is it clear now? Is it clear now? Yes. Okay. So that's the procedure we are doing. See, நம்ம சும்மா வந்து இது மனப்பாடம் பண்ணனும் அப்படிலாம் அவசியம் கிடையாதுப்பா. Why we are doing like that? So அதுக்கு நம்ம ரீசன் என்னன்றதை இப்ப ஸ்ரீஹரி கேட்டாரு. I have told you. If you made the input of the demux as 1, so the outputs are nothing but the generated min terms. Okay. So what are all the min terms we are having at the output that we have to perform OR operation? Clear? Now you tell me how many demux I have used in this particular thing. How many demux I have used to implement the full subtractor? Only one. The same thing if I am asking you to do with multiplexer. How many multiplexer you will be needing? You will be need. இதே problem மக்சன் சொன்னா எனக்கு என்ன வேணும்? 2 வேணும். Why two multiplexers? Because each multiplexer it is going to have only one output. Fine. So that's the reason. Okay. Now we will proceed with the 4 to 2 line priority encoder. So in the last session itself we have told. So D3 having higher priority than D2, which is having higher priority than D1, which is having higher priority than D0. So D0 is the lowest priority, and the D3 is the highest priority. Okay. So this is the truth table of your priority encoder. நல்லா கவனிச்சீங்கன்னா புரியும். நம்ம இந்த priority encoder டிசைன் பண்றப்ப நம்ம என்ன சொன்னோம்? 4 to 2 line. அப்பனா மீனிங் என்ன? 4 inputs D3, D2, D1, D0 and 2 outputs X and Y. So encoder அப்படினு சொன்னா ஜெனரலா என்ன சொல்லிருக்கோம்? The suffix la enna irukku parunga 0. The binary la represent panna enakku enna varum 0 0. If I am giving the input D0 equal to 1, okay, at the time the output is 0 0. Fine. If I am giving the input D1 is equal to 1 means D0 can be either 0 or 1. So we no need to consider this D0. Why? Why we no need to consider this D0? Can you type it in the chat? When compared to D0, D1 is having higher priority or lower priority? D1 is having whether higher priority or lower priority? Higher priority. Okay. Fine. So similarly, I have written for all the input data. Fine. One more output I am having here. I am circling it. So what is this output? V stands for validation bit. Validation bit. What it means is at least one of the input must be high. At least one of the input must be high in the case of the priority encoder. Ellame 0 irundhuchna meaning enna? It is not a valid input, so output is don't care. Okay, none of the input is coming. Up output consider panna avashyame kediyadu. If any one of the input is 1, at that time only we have to consider the output. Okay, so V equal to 1 indicates a valid set of input. V equal to 0 indicates invalid set of inputs. Okay, see இது நமக்கு சில பேருக்கு புரியலனாலும் இந்த truth table பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு clear understanding கிடைக்கும். Have you got any idea with this? All the combinations, input combination I have written 0 0 0 2 1 1 1 1. Okay, fine. So what I have did, highlighted the bit. See, எனக்கு ஒரே ஒரு bit மட்டும் தான் 1 இருக்கு. கரெக்ட்டா? எது dominant? D0 is the lowest priority even though there is no one from the other inputs. So D0 1 அப்படினா meaning என்ன? 0 0. So valid input. What about the next two conditions? Even though D0 is 1 here, we won't consider this. We will consider only D1. That's why I highlighted the priority bits. Okay. In the input side, I have highlighted which one of the bit is dominating or which one of the input is dominating in the given combination. Fine. Now it is D1. So outputs are what? 0 1. D1 means 0 1. Here it is D2. Okay. D2 means 1 0. The last case it is D3. So here it is 1 1 1 1 1. Is it clear for all of you? இந்த டேபிளும் போன டேபிளும் ஒரே டேபிள் தான். என்ன டிஃபரன்ஸ்? இங்க எல்லா காம்பினேஷனும் போட்டு காமிச்சிருக்கோம். That's it. Clear? Kindly take a screenshot of this. Kindly take a screenshot of this. இதுல டவுட் இருந்துச்சுன்னா you peoples may ask me. சரி இது எனக்கு புரியல அப்படின்னா you can ask. சரி நீங்க பார்க்க வேண்டியது என்ன தெரியுமா? D3 வந்துட்டாலே மித்த எதையும் கன்சிடர் பண்ணக்கூடாது. கிளியர்? ஸோ இங்கே நான் எதையுமே கன்சிடர் பண்ணல. இந்த காம்பினேஷன்ஸ் எதையுமே நான் ஒரி பண்ணவே இல்லை. ஐ எம் நாட் பாதரிங் அபவுட் திஸ் செட் ஆஃப் அதர் காம்பினேஷன்ஸ் பிகாஸ் D3 equal to 1 means it is the dominant priority. It is having the highest priority. So அதோட encoded information என்ன? 1 1. 2 means 1 0. 1 means 0 1. 0 means 0 0. That's it. Is it clear for all of you? Yes or no? Sir, y plus d of 0. Okay. Don't care terms. Okay. இந்த ரெண்டு கண்டிஷன்ல என்ன சொல்லியிருக்கோம் பாருங்க, 0 0 0 வந்தா அவுட்புட்ஸ் ஆர் டோன்ட் கேர்னு சொல்லியிருக்கோம். அதனால தான் d of 0. Is it clear now, Srihari? Okay. So இப்போ priority encoder வந்தாலும் இன்புட்ஸ் என்ன கொடுக்க கூடாது? ஆல் த இன்புட் 0 இருந்தா நான் என்ன சொல்லியிருக்கேன்? It is not a valid input. So output வந்து don't care. So இப்போ எந்த min termக்கு don't care? 0 0 0 0 combination which is nothing but min term 0 m0. அதுதான் d of 0 ன்னு போட்டுருக்கோம். Don't care. Okay. So இதுக்கு k-map போட்டு யாராவது சொல்ல முடியுமா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒன்னுக்கு என்ன ஆன்சர்னு? Can you people try and say? D3 D2 ரோல் எடுத்துக்கோங்க, D1 D0 காலம்ல எடுத்துக்கோங்க. Just fill the numbers with gray code pattern, then fill the ones, then group it, find the terms. Can you people say? Okay, first one க்கு மட்டும் நான் சொல்றேன். Kindly take a screenshot of this. First one க்கு மட்டும் நான் சொல்றேன். Remaining க்கு you people will try. Okay, so for x, for the function x, it is like this. Okay, so here 0 is don't care. So don't care போட்டாச்சு. 1 2 3 கிடையாது. 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 up to 15 வரைக்கும் once fill பண்ணியாச்சு. You are having two groups, correct? So இந்த குரூப்ல எது காமனா இருக்கு பாருங்க, first group. இத நான் group 1 ன்னு எடுத்துக்கிறேன். Okay, in this first group which term is common? 1 1. அது corresponding variable என்ன? d2. Fine? Fine? Okay, next second group என்ன பண்ணிக்கிறோம் அப்படினு பாத்தீங்கன்னா I am using some other color. So this grouping I am going to consider it as 2. Okay, இந்த groupingல எது காமனா இருக்கு பாருங்க. Again, this one and this one are common. Fine? The corresponding variable is d3. In column I am not considering because it covered in all the columns. There is no common term. So d2 plus d3 is the correct answer. Okay, kindly you people try for x, sorry y. Kindly you people try for y. Y க்கு நீங்களே ட்ரை பண்ணி பாருங்க. Y ஓட எக்ஸ்பிரஷன் நான் காமிக்கிறேன். This is the expression for y. Ah, 0 0 0 means don't care. For x and y it is don't care. Sabarish, that's what I told. Input வந்து எனக்கு வந்து எல்லாமே 0 இருந்துச்சுன்னா it is not a valid input combination. You should not give the input like that. So அதனால தான் validation bit என்ன பண்ணிருக்கோம் பாருங்க, இந்த காம்பினேஷனுக்கு மட்டும் 0, with எல்லாத்துக்கும் 1. What it means? Only for the input combination 0 0 0 0 it is not a invalid data, so we are making v equal to 0. For remaining cases we are making it as 1. See, the valid input illa appdin sonna what we have to do? We have to neglect that input combination. That's it. Is it clear now, Sabari Shetty? For the function v there is no don't care term. Kindly observe it. Yes, for y also d of 0 is don't care. But for v, the function v, I didn't mention any don't care because we are having only zeros and ones in the output. Except x and y, sorry, except v, x and y are having don't care terms. Okay. Okay, now you try and tell me. For y, what about the answer? Yes, what Adeline ma'am said is at least one of the input should be high. Okay, then only the output will be considered. X and y will be considered. Otherwise, they are saying it, they are terming it as don't care only. Can you people work it out for y? Can you people work it out for y? Yes or no? See, just came up photo solve பண்ணி பாருங்கப்பா. It's simple only. If you people try it out, it's easy only. Are you people are trying or shall I reveal the answer? Okay, I will wait publicity. You just go with y. Some people try for v. ஒரு சிலர் v try பண்ணி பாருங்க. This one kindly check except for one min term. For all other thing we are having the output as 0 only. Sorry, 1 only. If for the combination 0 0 0 0 also, if v equal to 1, we can say the output v equal to 1 only. So except the cell number 0 in the K map, all things you must fill with 1, then you have to form the grouping. Okay, I think 8 cell groupings are possible. 4 8 cell groupings வரும் அதுல possibly. Kindly check it, Rizwan. Sabri, have you got the answer? No. Okay. Okay, no problem for V. For the output function V, you people try. For Y also I will reveal. Okay. Anybody is having the answer for the function Y? D2 plus D0, Jayavardhini. Okay, we will check the answer of Jayavardhini now. So it's like this. Okay. So we have told the min term 0 is don't care. Okay. So here we are having 0. Okay. Don't care function 0. So x potachi. Fine. Remaining enna irukku parunga 2 3 8 9. Okay. So this one is 2, this one is 3. Okay. This one is 8, this one is 9, and this one is 10. This one is 11, okay, 12, 13, 14, sorry, 15, 14. Okay, so kindly check your answer, Jayavardhini. D3, okay, the common term is 1, 1. Okay, so here we are having the variable D3, fine. Whereas in the second grouping, okay, we can group the edges like this, fine. Okay, so what will be the term? So idukku common term enna irukku paakalama. I will change the pen color. So here I am having 0, correct. Here also I am having 0, so D2 bar, fine. In the column we are having 1 as common thing in this, so the corresponding term is D1. So D2 bar D1, or simply we can say D1 D2 bar is the other term. Okay, fine. What about the last one? What about the last one? For the output function V, except cell number 0, ellame namakku enadhu once. So here I will help you. Okay, grouping eppadi pannalam, function eduthu eludradhu, that you will try. Fine. So we are having 16 cells. Okay, 16 cells as like this. So here we are having two things, D3, okay, and D2. So here we are having D1, D0. Okay, so wherever we have to put 1, except I know this is cell number 0, so except that I am going to put 1s. Okay, now how we can group this? How we can group this? So in the cell mattum enak kedaiyadhu, idu mattum empty, first cell mattum. Fine. How we can group this? Any answer from you people? Okay, this one, how we can group maximum? Wait a minute. I will use some other color so that the grouping will be visualized clearly. Okay, so we can group like this. This one might be my first grouping. Okay, then this one might be my second grouping. So still we are having 3 ones. We can group like this. Okay, so the last one will be like this. So totally 4 grouping, all are 8 cell grouping. We can include don't care terms in group number. Okay, but in the case V la vandu don't care kedaiyadunu solliyaachu, correct ah? Irunduchina neenga enna pannalam, you can say it as the function output is 1. Okay, so the grouping is like that. Okay, D0, D1, D2, D3 is the correct answer. Fine. See, you people's work out. Okay, you people's work out on your own. Fine. So what about the final circuit? It will be like this. Okay, so Y is equal to what? V equal to what? D0, D1, here D2, D3, ரெண்டுமே R பண்ணிருக்கு. So X is equal to D2, D3, R பண்ணி வந்தாச்சுங்க, கரெக்டா? So here it is D2, R with D3. So already D2, D3, R பண்ணியாச்சு அப்படின்னா நம்ம என்ன பண்ணிக்கலாம்? With this output, I am going to give input as D1, D0. So for D3 plus D2 plus D1 plus D0. So this might be the final answer for the function B. Okay. So here we have D3. Okay, D3 R with what? Here we are having D2 bar. Okay, here we are having D2 bar. So here we are having D1. So here we have D1 dot D2 bar. Fine. So the final answer becomes D3 D2 bar dot D1. So this is my final answer. Is it clear for all of you? Is it clear for all of you? Okay, now we will move with the topic decoder. Okay, so encoder அப்படின்னு சொன்னோம்னா definitely we must be having decoder. So decoder, it is going to do the reverse operation. Okay, clear? Shall we proceed? 8th slide போணுமா சபரி செட்டி? Okay, wait. Kindly take a screenshot of 8th slide. Okay. So kindly take a screenshot of this also. Okay, so D3 R with D2 bar D1. Okay, so here X is equal to D2 plus D3, V equal to D3, D2, D1, D0. Okay, so the output function நல்லா கவனிச்சாலே நீங்க சொல்லிட முடியும். Except for this combination, output வந்து எப்பவுமே 1 தான் இருக்கு. It is nothing but 4 input OR gate. Simply we can say 4 input OR gate. OR gate na என்ன சொன்னோம்? If any one of the input is 1, so output equal to 1 ன்னு சொல்லியிருக்கோம். கரெக்டா? Minimum one of the input must be high. இருந்தா போறோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்கோம் OR gateக்கு. So directly straight away we can say the function. Even though we use the K map, we can straight away we can tell the answer for the output function B. Okay. Okay, now we will move with decoders. Okay. So what is decoding and decoder? So already some information, we have used certain rules and we have converted as a coded thing. Okay, so an encoded information. Okay, to get it back to the normal form, that we call it as decoding. Fine. Say for example, if I said like this, you tell the answer for this. Okay, 19T106. What you info from this? The register number yarodadu? Which year? 19 batch. Okay, which department? It represents which department? This represents year of joining 2019. Okay, so the second information, ETE, very good. So ETE, which section? Which section? So in ETE we are having only one class, even though we are mentioning as we are using common format. இங்க 006 நான் போடலாம், ஒரே ஒரு கிளாஸ் தான் இருக்கு, அதனால நம்ம என்ன பண்ண வேணாம், இல்ல சிம்பிளி 19T06 னு போடலாம். Clear? But even though we are having only one class, we are mentioning with one, so ETA. So 6 represent alphabetical order, 6th யார் இருக்காங்களோ அவங்க தான். So that's all about the information Okay, this is the encoder information. This one is the encoded information, and this one is a decoded information. Clear? Is it clear for all of you? So, but decoding என்னன்னு புரிஞ்சுதா? Decoding is the reverse process of encoding. So, compress பண்ணி store பண்ண dataவை I have to retrieve back. Normal form க்கு கொண்டு வரதுக்கு நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ற கான்செப்ட் தான் என்னது? Decoding. Okay. So, all the communication, mobile communication or whatever it may be, we will be having encoding and decoding technique. Okay. So, there are many advantages when we are going for encoding. Fine. Okay. If three people, okay, consider a person, okay, they are friends. Fine. So, ஒருத்தர் சொல்ற information இன்னொருத்தருக்கு தெரியக்கூடாது அப்படின்னா நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம்? We must be using some coding. Fine. So, like that we can assume. While transmitting, transmitter encodes the data and sends it to the receiver. So, receiver, to get back the original data, it will decode it. That's it. So, the process of converting the encoded information to normal form, from coded form to normal form. Okay, that's decoding. The circuit which perform or the device which is used for decoding is known as decoders. That's it. Fine. Now, N to M decoder, it must have N input line and M output line. Okay. So, encoder ku nama sonna adhe reverse thing. Number of inputs inge eppadi irukanum? Whether N must be greater than M or lesser than M. Can you type it in the chat? N greater irukanuma? In the case of encoding, input enakku enna irundhuchu? Many inputs. Okay, we are having large number of inputs. Okay, when compared to the output, input must be high. What about this case? N must be less than M. Very good, Sabarisheti Jeevita. N must be less than M. Okay. Srihari, last slide venuma. Okay, kindly take it. Take a screenshot. Shall we proceed? Eduthitingla? Okay. So, N input line, M output line, where N must be lesser than M. Input if kammi, output jastiya irukum count la. Clear? Now, we will go with the different types of decoders. So, N to 2 power N. Okay, N to 2 power N line decoder. So, this is not the thing. So, இது கிடையாதுப்பா. N to 2 power N line decoders. Okay, so this thing is not here. N to 2 power N line decoders. Fine. So, the number of input must be N. The output must be 2 to the power N. Okay. Now, can you type it in the chat? Now, can you type it in the chat? If I am saying if I am saying only 2 input lines, how many output must be there? N equal to 2 means how many output lines must be there? 4. Fine. So, for 2 to 4 line decoder, here we are speaking about decoder. Fine. So, 2 inputs that are considered as X and Y, and we are having 4 outputs that we are going to consider as D3, D2, D1, D0. Okay. Fine. Okay, the truth table பார்க்கலாமா? It is reverse of encoder. எப்படி இருக்குன்னு பார்க்கலாம். So here we have 4 possible combination for a 2 to 4 line decoder. 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. So எனக்கு output எந்த output 1 இருக்கணும்? Encoded is 0 0. You convert this to a decimal number 0. So D0 is 1 here. Next combination 0 1. 0 1 means 1. So D1 is high. Next combination is 1 0. So 2. 1 0 means 2. Last combination is 1 1. So D3 equal to 1. Is it clear for all of you? Truth table புரிஞ்சுதாப்பா? Encoder ஓட reverse process அப்படியே பண்ணியிருக்கோம். That's it. Last slide. Okay. Kindly take a screenshot. Sabrish. 14. Slide number 14. Okay. Okay. So this is the truth table. Can you people write the output function for D naught? D naught ஓட output function என்னன்னு சொல்ல முடியுமா? So D naught எனக்கு இப்போ மட்டும் தான் 1 இருக்கு. What about the corresponding min terms? M0 00. அப்பனா என்ன வரும்? வேற எங்கேயுமே எனக்கு 1 கிடையாது. So what about the output now? The function is x bar y bar. Can you tell for D1? D1 எப்போ 1 இருக்கு? Here no D0. Here no D0 because எனக்கு அவுட்புட்ல இங்க D0 ன்னு நான் எழுதல. கிளியர்? அவுட்புட்ல 1 தான் இருக்குது. சரி நீங்க வந்து you are thinking about demultiplexer, I think so. Okay, so எனக்கு 1 இருந்துச்சுன்னா நான் என்ன பண்ணணும்? Just straight away I have to write the min terms. Okay, so here D3 எனக்கு எப்போ மட்டும் 1 இருக்கு? It is only 1 for 1 combination. So the output function is for D3 is xy. Simply you can say each output D0, D1, D2, D3 are straight away the min terms. So the output of the decoder is always the min terms. Is it clear for all of you? Is it clear for all of you? இதுக்கு நீங்க k-map போட்டாலும் இதே ஆன்சர் தான் வரும். k-map போட்டீங்கன்னா சிங்கிள் செல் குரூப்பிங் பண்ணுவீங்க. வேரியபிள் எடுத்து எழுதுனீங்கன்னா எக்ஸ்பிரஷன் எடுத்து எழுதுனீங்கன்னா you will be having the functions like this. Is it clear for all of you? Yes? Okay. Now I will move to next slide. Kindly take a screenshot. Okay. So this is the circuit of the 2 to 4 line decoder. Kindly take a screenshot. I will move to next slide. So D naught equal to x bar y bar. See, இது நீங்க இப்படியும் வரையலாம் இப்படியும் வரையலாம். இது ஈஸியா இருக்கும். ஆல்ரெடி நம்ம சொல்லியிருக்கோம். ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? இது x ன்னு எடுத்துக்கலாம். இது ஒரு நாட் கேட் போட்டோம்னா முடிஞ்சு போச்சு. So what about this line? X bar. Okay. Then we will be having y. So we will be having one NOT gate here. See, this is the easiest way to draw the same circuit. Okay. Fine. So this line is y bar. So what are the outputs I need? D naught equal to x bar y bar. Okay. So here it is x bar, here it is y bar. You perform AND. This circuit looks simple. So this becomes D naught. Similarly, you can do for all those things. The last term D3 can varum x y. So you can perform an AND operation. So here output will be getting D3. So the very D1, D2 ku neenga varanjikalam. See, this circuit is correct only, but if you use this kind of drawing, it will be easy for you. Okay, fine. Kindly take a screenshot. I will move to next slide. So next one is 3 to 8 line decoder. Okay, so here 3 inputs x, y, z, then 8 outputs D0 to D7. Okay, kindly take a screenshot. I will move to next slide. I will move to next slide. Yes. 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 Okay. So this is the truth table. Okay. So we are having x, y, z as the input. 0, 0, 0. அப்படின்னா எந்த output 1 இருக்கணும்? D0 1 இருக்கணும். Say for example, I will consider randomly some input combination. 1, 0, 1. That means what? 5. So D5 மட்டும் எனக்கு என்ன இருக்கணும்? 1. All other things are 0. Is it clear? Is it clear for all of you? Kindly take a screenshot. I'll move to next slide. Can you write the expression for D3? Output D3 க்கு உண்டான expression என்னன்னு சொல்ல முடியுமா? What about the expression for D3? Output expression? In only one case, we are having the output as 1. So, the corresponding combination என்னன்னு பார்க்கலாமா? 0 1 1. So what it means? 0 1 1 means x is 0, that means x bar, y, z. Yes, very good. Many of you typed. Very good. Okay. I hope everyone understands this thing. Fine. See, here there is no condition. எனக்கு எல்லாமே 0 இருக்கக்கூடாது, அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒரு 1 இருக்கணும் அப்படிலாம் இங்கே கண்டிஷன் கிடையாது டீகோடர். Fine. Okay. So now the functions become like this. Kindly take a screenshot of this. Kindly take a screenshot of this. I'll move to next slide. Yes, shall I proceed? Yes, okay. So this is the diagram for a 3 to 8 line decoder. Okay. 3:8 also we can say, but in general we say 3 to 8 line decoder. See, line decoder, line encoder அப்படின்னு சொன்னா இந்த கண்டிஷன்ஸை ஃபாலோ பண்ணணும். என்ன கண்டிஷன்? அவுட்புட்ல ஏதோ ஒரு லைன் மட்டும்தான் ஹை இருக்கும் அட் அ டைம்ல. கிளியர்? இந்த கேஸ் ஆஃப் decoder அவுட்புட்ல ஏதோ ஒரு லைன் மட்டும்தான் எனக்கு என்ன இருக்கும் அட் அ டைம்ல ஹை இருக்கும். அதான் லைன் decoder. Fine. Note this word. This kind of decoders are used in designing the memory chip. This kind of decoder circuit are used to design the memory chip. Why? Say for example, you will be having a memory block. ஒரு memory block இருக்குன்னு வச்சுக்கலாம். Okay? ஒரு memory block இருக்குன்னு வச்சுக்கலாம். Consider I am having only 8 byte. 8 byte na meaning என்னப்பா? Totally we are having 8 memory location, each of 8 bit. Okay? So the byte number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So totally we are having 7 memory location. Fine? If you connect this output as a selection line for your memory chip, like that you go up to D7. Now you tell me, if I am giving 110, 3-bit address, we say it is a 3-bit address. In the combination of input na kudutha, which one of the memory location will get selected? Can you type it in the chat? 110. If I give as the input, which one of the memory location will get selected? Can you people type? Yes, Srihari. So 6th memory location will get selected. Okay, you go with the D6. What are the things we are having? X, Y, Z bar. Fine. For all other things you will be getting 0. That means என்னோட decoderல any one of the output must be high. In the case of lion decoder, underline this word lion decoder. Underline this word lion decoder or lion encoder. Lion encoder na என்ன சொல்லிருக்கோம்? Only one input must be high at a time சொல்லிருக்கோம். அப்ப lion decoder na meaning என்ன? Only one output must be high. அதே மாதிரி லைன் என்கோடர் டீகோடர் பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் என்கோடர்ல இன்புட்ஸ் மஸ்ட் பி இன் பவர்ஸ் ஆஃப் 2, டீகோடர்ஸ்ல the number of output must be in powers of 2. That's why we are having 3 to 8, 4 to 16, 5 to 32. Like that the decoder size will be there. Clear? Is it clear for all of you? See, decoder circuits are majorly used in memory chips. Okay, நீங்க ஒரு மெமரிக்கு அட்ரஸ் கொடுக்குறீங்க அப்படின்னா அந்த அட்ரஸ் எப்படி செலக்ட் ஆகுது அந்த மெமரி லொகேஷன் லைக் திஸ் ஒன்லி. ஓகே, ஸோ திஸ் திங் அண்ட் ஆல் யூ வில் பி டீடைலி ஸ்டடிட் கோயிங் டு ஸ்டடி இன் லேட்டர் பார்ட் ஆஃப் மாடியூல் 2. ஓகே, த சேம் திங் யூ வில் ரியலைஸ் இன் நெக்ஸ்ட் செமஸ்டர் மைக்ரோ ப்ராசஸர் அண்ட் மைக்ரோ கண்ட்ரோலர். மெமரி செலக்ஷன் எப்படி நடக்குதுன்றதெல்லாம் யூ கேன் ஈஸிலி அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட். Fine. Now take a screenshot of this. I will move to next slide. Shall I proceed? In memory card, we have some other protocol, Sabarish, but internally, in your memory card or whatever the modules will be, you will be having a structure like this. Definitely, your memory card will be having an unit like this, okay? But there we are not giving that much address. Why I am saying is, your memory card, you will be having some 9 pins, I think so. I don't know exactly. Memory card எடுத்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா தெரியும் 5 to 9 பெரிய ஸ்லாட் எடுத்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா 9 pins இருக்கலாம், மேபி 5 pins இருக்கலாம். ஃபைன். ஸோ அதுல நமக்கு எப்படி சார் 32 GB அப்படின்னா மீனிங் என்ன? 32 GB. GB means 2 to the power 10 equal to kilo. Okay, 20 equal to mega, 30 equal to giga. So 2 to the power 30, it is equal to 1 gigabyte. Then 32, that means 2 to the power 5. So 32 gigabyte means 2 to the power 35. அப்பனா 35 லைன் இருக்குமா சார்? Internally there will be a circuit like this. Internally, okay, there is some other protocol we are using that converts this particular address into some other form. Okay, so இத நீங்க மைக்ரோ ப்ராசஸர் படிக்கிறப்ப உங்களுக்கு இந்த இதெல்லாம் கிளாரிட்டி கிடைக்கும். Okay, as of now we have to understand decoder circuit தான் memory addressing க்கு யூஸ் பண்றாங்க, that we have to understand. Okay, shall we proceed? Okay, so now decoder can be used as demultiplexer. How? That's we are going to look out now. என்னோட decoder demultiplexer யூஸ் பண்ணிக்க முடியும். How it is possible? A decoder with enable input can function as a demultiplexer. Enable input is nothing but if you enable that particular pin with logic 1, then only the function of the decoder works, or else it will produce output as 0 only. Okay, let's look. So demultiplexer na namak enna? It's a circuit that receives information on a single line and transmit this information to one of 2 to the power n possible output line with n select line. Correct? Demultiplexer na adha paathom. Correct? We are just recollecting what is demultiplexer, so that here I can relate decoder eppadi demultiplexer function agum. Eppadi function agum? Underline this particular word, enable input. Okay, whatever the IC you will be using, okay, except see AND gate, OR gate ku namakku enable pin kedaiyadu. Fine. Whereas many of the ICs is having enable inputs. Okay, enable input means if you enable that particular pin as logic 1 or logic 0, it is mentioned in the data sheet. Okay, active low அப்படினு சொல்லுவாங்க, active high அப்படினு சொல்லுவாங்க. logic 1 நம்ம கொடுத்து அது enable ஆனிச்சுனா active high, logic 0 கொடுத்து enable ஆனிச்சுனா அது active low. Okay, as of now don't worry about such things. Fine. Enable means 1, like that you remember now. Fine. So 2 to 4 decoder with enable input is like this. Nalla gavaningappa, whatever the input I am giving for A and B, it will be considered only if E equal to 1. இந்த enable lineல நான் 1 கொடுத்தா மட்டும்தான், இங்க நான் 0 0 கொடுத்தனா எனக்கு என்ன ஆகும்? D0 ல 1 கிடைக்கும். Fine. Suppose if I am giving the input like this, 0 1 கொடுத்தோம்னா நமக்கு என்ன வரும்? D1 ல 1 கிடைக்கும். Clear? When this kind of output will come? Only when enable line is high. When enable line is made high. Clear? புரிஞ்சுதா புரியலையா? If E equal to 0, okay, the inputs are don't care. The output is always 0. Is it clear for all of you? Enable input நான் 0 பண்ணிட்டேனா output எனக்கு எப்பவுமே என்ன இருக்கும்? 0 தான் இருக்கும். Clear? Now, if E line is taken as a data input, இது அப்படியே நான் எப்படி DMX கன்வெர்ட் பண்ற பாருங்க. enable line நான் data input யூஸ் பண்ண போறேன்னு வெச்சுக்கலாம். A and B inputs நான் என்ன பண்ணிக்கலாம்? selection line யூஸ் பண்ணோம்னா D0 to D3 will become output. Fine. So in this way I can use the decoder as a demultiplexer. Is anybody is having doubt? Is anybody is having doubt? My decoder can also be used as demultiplexer if I am having the enable input E. Fine. See, ரெண்டுத்தோட truth table வரைஞ்சு பாருங்க. Fine. You can find similarity between these two structure. Okay. E equal to 1. Summarize, if E equal to 1, decoder output எனக்கு என்ன வரும்னு சொன்னோம்? ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? 0 0 இருந்தா எது 1 இருக்கும்? D0 1 ஆயிடும். கரெக்ட்டா? Fine. If A and B are 0 1, D1 will be high. Truth table எடுத்து பாருங்க. Decoder truth table எடுத்து பாருங்க. Fine. If both are 1 1, D3 must be high. So D3 equal to 1. Sorry for my writing. Okay, it is D3. Okay. Fine. நல்லா கவனிக்கணும். If I make enable pin as 0, output எப்பவுமே எனக்கு என்ன இருக்கும்? 0. What it means? என்ன selection line கொடுத்தாலும் நமக்கு என்ன சொல்லியிருக்கோம்? இங்க உள்ளதான் outputல வரணும்னு சொல்லியிருக்கோம். கரெக்ட்டா? So all the things will get received 0 as the output. Okay. If I am making the enable pin as 1, இங்க 0 0 கொடுத்தா இங்க 1 வரும். கரெக்ட்டா? So meaning என்ன? இங்க 1 கொடுத்தா outputல 1 வரும். 0 கொடுத்தா 0 வரும். That is the work of demultiplexer. Fine. So decoder can be reconfigured as demultiplexer if needed in any circuit. Okay. Fine. We will move to next slide. So a 2 to 4 line decoder with an enable input can function as 1:4 line demultiplexer with 2 select lines. Okay. All demultiplexer can be used as decoder, but only decoder with enable input can be used as demultiplexer. Underline this word. அப்ப demultiplexer நான் எப்படி யூஸ் பண்ணலாம்? All demultiplexer. Say for example, ஒரு சின்ன demux நான் வரைஞ்சு காமிக்கிறேன். You consider 1:4. So 1:4 இருக்கு. So we are having only one input. Okay, D ன்னு சொல்லியிருக்கோம். கரெக்டா? We are having two inputs. Select line. Okay, S1, S0. We will be having 4 outputs. என்ன சொல்லியிருக்கோம்ப்பா? Y0, Y1, Y2, and finally Y3. To change this demux as a decoder, this D you have to consider it as enable pin. demux நான் என்ன பண்ணலாம்? enable E அப்படின்னு அசியூம் பண்ணிருக்கோம். ஃபைன். நல்லா கவனிச்சு பாருங்க. D0 கொடுத்துட்டு இங்க என்ன இன்புட் கொடுத்தாலும் அவுட்புட்ல என்ன வரும்? 0 தான் வரும். கரெக்டா? ஃபைன். Suppose இங்க நான் D வந்து 1 கொடுத்துட்டேன் அப்படின்னா மீனிங் என்ன? If I make 0 0, 1 is available here. கரெக்டா? சோ இப்ப இது XY ன்னு எடுத்துக்கலாமா? என்கோடரோட 2 இன்புட்ஸ் XY ன்னு எடுத்துக்கலாமா? இது decoderரோட 2 இன்புட்ஸ் X and Y ன்னு எடுத்துக்கலாமா? இதெல்லாம் நான் என்ன பண்ணிக்கலாம்? அவுட்புட் ஆஃப் டிகோடர் அஸ்யூம் பண்ணிக்கலாம். 0 0 கொடுத்தா எனக்கு எப்ப இங்க 1 வரும்? எனேபிள் லைன் 1 பண்ணிருந்தா. Clear? You can use any demultiplexer or all the types of demultiplexer as decoder, but decoder with only enable input அததான் demultiplexer யூஸ் பண்ண முடியும். That's it. Kindly take a screenshot of this. I will proceed to next slide. Okay, theory session here we may stop. இன்னும் ஒரே ஒரு இது மட்டும் பார்க்கலாம், problem மட்டும் பார்க்கலாம். There we can stop. Okay, then we will move to lab session. Sumi ma'am.
Ram sir, சொல்லுங்க sir.
What about the maximum strength of students for today's class ma'am? இதுவரைக்கும் maximum peak ல எவ்வளவு போயிருக்கு number of students?
Sir, maximum 92 sir, 92 exceed agala.
Now it is 91 I think.
Yes sir.
Okay ma'am. Thank you ma'am.
Okay sir.
Okay ma'am. Okay, now we will go with the problem. There we will stop. Fine. So here we have some procedure. இதுக்கு முன்னாடி procedure நம்ம சொல்லல, இங்க ஸ்பெசிஃபிக்கா சொல்றோம் நம்ம. Fine. Write the Boolean function for the circuit, express the sum of minterm. To implement any Boolean function using decoder, you have to follow this. கொடுத்திருக்க Boolean function நான் என்ன பண்ணணும்? Canonical formல represent பண்ணணும். அதுவும் என்ன formல இருக்கணும்? Sum of mintermsல இருக்கணும். Fine? Next, choose the decoder that generates all the minterm of the input variable. Say for example, என்னோட function 4 variable இருந்தா decoderல 4 inputs இருக்கணும். That means 4 to 16 decoder. Clear? If I am having only 3 variables, 3 to 8 line decoder we can use. Like that we have to choose. Fine? Then last thing, the input to each OR gate are selected from the decoded output according to the list of minterms of each function. என்னென்ன mintermலாம் இருக்கோ அந்த corresponding output lines எல்லாம் நான் என்ன பண்ணணும்? OR பண்ணணும். So already I have told you demultiplexer வச்சு நான் எப்படி implement பண்றதுன்னு இப்பதான் சொல்லி கொடுத்தேன் இன்னைக்கு கிளாஸ்ல. Fine? Demultiplexer and decoder, a little change we can do so that a demux can be a decoder or decoder with the enable input can be used as demultiplexer. Fine? Straight away we will go to the problem. See, இது ஒன்றும் கிடையாதுப்பா, இது some procedures we have told. Okay, no need to worry about this. Fine? Kindly take a screenshot if it is needed. Boolean function கொடுத்திருந்தா எத்தனை minterm இருக்குன்னு பார்க்கிறோம். கரெக்ட்டா? I mean, how many number of variables we are having? That must be the number of input for your decoder. Okay? So அங்க select line சொன்னோம், இங்க input ன்னு சொல்றோம். அவ்வளவுதான், ரெண்டுக்கும் டிஃபரன்ஸ். Implement a full adder circuit using 3 to 8 line decoder. Okay, full adder order truth table already we know it. Then functions also we know. Kindly take a screenshot of this. Kindly take a screenshot of this. So இந்த ரெண்டு ஃபங்க்ஷன்லயும் நமக்கு என்ன தெரியுதுப்பா இதுல இருந்து? How many number of input variables we are having? How many number of input variables we are having? Input variables. I am asking about the input variables. Yes, 3 variables. So what must be the size of decoder I have to prefer? Definitely the number of input must be 3. So what decoder we have to prefer? 3 to how many lines? Yes, 3 to 8 line decoder we have to use. Okay, so it's like this. 3 to 8 line decoder. Okay, X, Y, Z. Fine. So the outputs are minterm. Already I have told you. Decoder oda over output என்ன சொல்லிருக்கோம்? Minterms னு சொல்லிருக்கோம். So sumக்கு என்னென்ன minterms சொன்னோம்? 1, 2, 3, 7. You can see here. 1, 2, 4, 7. Sorry, 4, 7. 1, 2, 4, 7. Fine. What about for carry out? 3, 5, 6, 7. Okay, for carry it is 3, 5, 6, 7. That's it. Kindly take a screenshot of this. You can implement any function using, sorry, it's decoder, not demux. Sorry. So this one is not demux, decoder. Okay, in the previous slide also it is decoder. Yes, using decoder. So kindly take a screenshot of this. Yes, here we will stop today's session. Theory session is stop panikalapa. Fine. Okay, so now I am going to stop the recording.